Hello, am I audible, students? Hello, students, am I audible?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay, good evening, everyone. How are you all?
We're fine, miss. How are you?
I am also good. Thank you very much for asking. Okay, Miriam, can you just quickly tell me what is the last thing that we had done in the previous class?
Yes, miss. I remember.
Yes, dear, tell me what were we doing in the previous class? Where did we left off? Okay, students, switch on your videos.
Ma'am, you have to start from, you
Parts
have to
of brain.
start off the types of neurons.
Hmm?
You have to start after types of neurons.
Parts of neuron.
No, types of.
So we had completed parts of neuron, right? I think we were doing brain, isn't it? We had to start brain. Yes, everyone switch on your videos. Come on quickly. Aisha, Mariam, switch on your video. Junaid, what is the last thing that you have been taught? Can you write it in the chat box? Write it in the chat box. I will not be able to hear you. Types of neurons. Okay.
Miss, the last thing I did is the 3 parts of neuron.
The parts of, okay. It doesn't matter. Let us discuss from the beginning. For those students that I have gone far from the topic, it will be a revision for you. And for those that I haven't done, so it will be like the first time. Okay, so we had been doing the parts of the neuron, isn't it? Yes, where are you all? Why aren't you switching on your videos? Please switch on your video. Only one student has his video switched on. Students, you're supposed to switch on your video throughout the class, okay? Everyone, Mariam, Aisha, come on. Quickly. All right, so let us discuss the parts of the neuron. So the neuron has cell body, dendrites, and axon. Now, cell body is the main part which contains a proper and a prominent, well-defined nucleus along with the cytoplasm. Then, from the cyton arises all of these branch-like structures, and these branch-like structures are known as the dendrites. Then comes the axon, which is the longest part of the neuron. So it is a long process or extension of the cell body, and the end portions of them have swollen knob-like structures. And these swollen structures are known as the nerve endings, and they contain the neurotransmitter. Now, the function of neurotransmitter is to transmit the signal or the impulses from one neuron to another neuron. Now, depending upon the presence or absence of myelin sheath, the axon can be myelinated or they can be non-myelinated. Now, the axons that are myelinated, It means that they have the myelin sheath present on them. And the axons that are non-myelinated, it means that myelin sheath is absent in them. Now talking about the function and the importance of myelin sheath. So it is a layer. It is a sheath that is insulating. You people understand what is the meaning of insulation? Everyone understands the meaning of insulation? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, everyone does. Okay, very good. So it provides insulation. And where does it provide the insulation? So it provides the insulation all around the axon part of the neuron. Apart from that, this myelin sheath is proteinaceous, meaning that it is made up of proteins, and along with that, it is made up of fatty substances. It allows the electrical impulses to be transmitted quickly and efficiently. This is the function and everything there is to know about myelin sheath. Any doubts up until now? Okay, very good. Now we'll talk about what a synapse is. Now, synapse is a space between two neurons. Now, see, for example, if we were to connect two neurons together, right? This is neuron number 1 and this is neuron number 2. Now, what happens is that these two neurons, the first neuron endings, meaning the nerve endings of the first neuron and the dendrites of the next neuron, they will be connected to each other, but it's not direct connection. There is a gap in between these two neurons, and that gap is what we call as synapse. Okay, students? Students of this batch, are you people sure that I have to teach this to you? Because I don't know, like I remember that I have to teach you brain. Are you sure? Because I recall from past classes that I was teaching you parts of brain. Just go through your notes once, like not for the new
Ma'am,
students.
I think so. You have already completed this.
Yeah, that is why, because I'm having that memory that I have like taught all of these things to all of you people. So that is why I asked you, what is the last line that you people have written in your notebooks? Tell me the last line.
Forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain.
Yeah, that is what I was thinking, that I was teaching you people brain and you let me speak about neuron and parts of neuron for so long. Hmm? If you people wanted revision, you could have asked me. Okay, wait.
Because the last thing I wrote was the parts of neuron.
So were you absent after that in the
Yeah.
class?
Yeah, one class. Because I had exam.
Okay. Okay. Abdul, what about you? What is the last thing that you have written in your notebook? Abdul Qavi, are you there?
Yes.
What is the last thing that you have written in your notebook? Nothing. Okay, anyway, let's talk a little bit about receptors. You people remember receptors from the some important terms topic? Everyone remembers receptors? What are they? Now see, these receptors, we have to see some of the examples of the receptors. So under that, we have the olfactory receptor. Now, olfactory receptors are those that are responsible for the sense of smell. Okay. And where will be they present? They will be present in the nose. Then there is the gustatory receptor. They
Ma'am,
are
this thing you
present.
have already completed.
I'm just giving a quick rundown because with Junaid, I have done till types of
Okay.
neurons. Okay. Yeah. So gustatory receptors, now these are the receptors that are present on the tongue and it is responsible for the sense of taste. Apart from these two main receptors, there are other receptors such as the auditory receptor, the thigmoreceptor, thermo and visual receptor. Now the auditory receptor is responsible for the hearing. So it is present in the ear. Then thigmoreceptor is responsible for the sense of touch. Okay. Thermo, like the name suggests, for heat. And then visual receptors is for the sight. Okay. Now coming on to the human brain. So we know that human brain, it is one of the components of the central nervous system and it is protected inside the box which is known as cranium. It is known as the brain box and it is present in the skull. Now, any activity that we do, every single activity, it is because our brain is functioning, right? Now, the brain and the spinal cord, they are very delicate structures. So they have to be protected very well. So first protection is the presence of skull and everything. Then comes the second type of protection, which is the presence of membranous layers around. So three membranous layers are present, which we call as meninges. The layers are known as meninges. Okay. Now the meninges are dura mater, arachnoid, pia mater. And then like the spaces in between each of these meninges is filled up with a fluid that is known as cerebrospinal fluid. And it is responsible for protection of the brain and the spinal cord from the shock or injury. Clear to everyone till here? Okay. Now moving on to the parts of brain. Now the human brain, it has been divided into three parts, that is forebrain, midbrain and the hindbrain. Now when we talk about the forebrain, so it is, you can say, the main part of your brain and it is the most important thinking part of the brain. Okay, it is present towards the front side. Now furthermore, this brain has, like, the forebrain has certain more parts. The first part is cerebrum. Now this cerebrum, it is responsible for reasoning, logic, emotions, speech, memory, visual processing, recognition. I mean, every single thing that makes you you. Okay, some of you are like, you can say some of you are emotional, right? Some of us are like, we cry easily. So our cerebrum is made that way. There are some people that do not cry even after watching a very emotional movie. So their cerebrums are made different. But the main thing is that our crying, our laughing, our memory, the good memories, the bad memories, then whatever we see, for example, if you're seeing a bottle in front of you, you will know that it is a water bottle because your brain knows that it is a water bottle. But if you show this bottle to a baby, would that baby who is very, very tiny, like the baby that is few months old, will that baby understand that it is a bottle? No, right? Because the cerebrum has not that been, like, it has not been very well developed like ours. So all of these thinking, taste, listening, seeing, reasoning, logic, all of these things are responsible, like the cerebrum is responsible for it. Clear, students? How many of you are extremely good in reasoning and aptitude? The different, like the paper that is reasoning and aptitude, they give you Venn diagrams and relationship questions. How many of you are good in that? None of you. None of you are good in that.
No, I am.
Okay, you are. Okay, what about the others? Aptitude and reasoning. Is that the situation? Okay, anyway, so that, just remember that all of the things that make you smart, all of the things that make you you is responsible, like the cerebrum is responsible for it. Clear? Now, apart from the cerebrum, there are other two structures that is known as the thalamus and then there is hypothalamus. Now, this hypothalamus is very important as apart from being a part of the brain, a part of forebrain, this hypothalamus also serves like an endocrine gland. Do you people know anything about endocrine gland, students? Hmm? Anyone knows anything about the endocrine gland? No. See, endocrine glands are those glands in our body that are responsible for the secretion of hormones in our body. So hypothalamus is one such endocrine gland. And you know what? This thalamus is responsible, like whenever we feel hungry, whenever we feel thirsty, it is because of the thalamus. So the forebrain has three parts. What are the parts? Cerebrum, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Clear, students? Okay, how many of you know the weight of brain? What do you think our brain would weigh if you keep it on a measuring scale? Any guesses? Take guesses, say some weights, students. Let's see how close are you to the real weight. What do you think your brain weighs? Like, do you feel like your brain is really heavy? Or do you feel like it's not there?
I think so. It's 1 point some kg, 1.3 kg.
Yes, Anna, what are you saying?
1,500 grams.
About
Okay.
2 pounds
No,
or
1.3 kgs. I think so.
Who said 1,500 grams?
Was me, Maria.
You are right. You are very accurate, in fact. 1.5 kg is the weight of our brain. Imagine we are carrying 1.5 kg here. But why do you people think that we do not feel that much weight? Like 1 kg, if you pick up a bag of potatoes or anything that is 1.5 kg, 1 kg and 500 grams, don't you feel like it is heavy, right? You feel like you're picking up something. Then why don't we feel like something is there inside?
I think so because of the skull.
Because of the skull.
The bone is very thick.
The bone is
So we,
very thick. Okay. But still, even if the bone is thick, it is present here only, right? And the bone is not picking it up for you like this, isn't it? The bone is doing the function of protection of the brain. Then why don't we feel the weight of 1.5 kg? 1.5 kg is not just anything. It's a good amount of weight. Then why don't we feel, students? You can take random guesses also. Your answer doesn't have to be right. I am here to tell you the right answer.
Because
No
we are
random.
heavier than that.
there is some kind of fluid. I don't know.
Some kind of?
Fluid.
Yeah, which
it
fluid?
was, I think, physics.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, which fluid? Tell me.
I don't know. I just think that there's some kind of fluid.
Yeah, you're very right. Cerebrospinal fluid. The cerebrospinal fluid, which is there in the brain, apart from protecting our brain from shock and injury, it also gives it an upward force. Buoyancy. Have you people studied about buoyancy in physics?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the upward
Point
force.
force.
So that fluid provides the brain the upward force as well, because of which we cannot feel the weight. Very good, Zainab. Very good. Even your guess was right. Awesome. Okay, so now you people know the weight of your brain. You should note that down also. You should note that the brain weighs 1.5 kg. Now, if you want to write it 1,500 grams, you can write like that also. If you want to write 1 kg 500 grams, you can write like that also.
Any unit?
Hmm?
Can we write it in any unit?
Yeah, you can write it in any unit, but mostly you write in kg only. Don't write in pounds. Okay, you write in kgs. If you want to write, you can write in pounds also. How many of you follow pound unit and how many of you follow kgs? Pound. Zainab.
Follow kg.
Okay. Okay, this much is clear to everyone. Any doubts up until now? All right. Okay. Now moving forward, talking about the midbrain and the hindbrain. Now see, the midbrain and the hindbrain, they are responsible for, you can say, all of the involuntary actions of our body. Meaning all of the actions that are not under our control, that we cannot control. Yes? Okay, students, while I am saying something, please mute yourself, okay? All right. Now, yeah, so as I was saying that the midbrain and the hindbrain, they are responsible for controlling our involuntary actions. What are our involuntary actions, students? Can you name some?
Beating of heart.
Blinking of eye.
Blinking of eyes, beating of heart, blood pressure, right? All of these things which are not under our control, like digestion. These stuff we cannot control at all, and they are the involuntary actions, and they are controlled by the midbrain and the hindbrain. Clear? Now, talking about the medulla. See, hindbrain consists of a structure which is known as the medulla. Now, this medulla is responsible for controlling the involuntary activities such as the blood pressure, salivation, vomiting. All of these things are actually controlled by the medulla part of the brain. But see, when we talk about the midbrain, okay, so the midbrain, apart from controlling the involuntary activities, remember one very important thing is that it is also responsible for, you can say, alertness. You are alert because of that control area in your midbrain. Okay, students? Also, anything that is in the middle sort of forms a connection between two things, right? So the forebrain and the hindbrain, they are connected by the midbrain. So it forms a connection between the forebrain and the hindbrain. Okay. So talking about the midbrain, I'll write that over here, that the midbrain forms the connection, or yeah, forms the connection or connects the forebrain and the hindbrain. And if I say that it connects these two brains, parts of the brains together, it means that it sort of acts like a bridge. Okay, so it acts like a bridge. It acts like a bridge. And then what does it do? It transmits and transmits the signal, transmits the signal from forebrain to hindbrain. This much is clear, students? Any doubts up until now?
Yes.
All right. Now moving forward, talking more about the functions of the midbrain. So we'll also write that it is responsible, or it controls, or it is responsible for motor controls of our body. What is motor control, students? What do you mean by motor? Hmm? Anyone? You remember motor neurons? Can someone explain what is the function of motor neurons? Anyone can say? What is the function of motor neurons? Where are the rest of the students? Why the video got switched off suddenly? I'll give you time to switch off the video when you people will write. Switch on the video during the entire class. I will not ask you several times. This much is clear, students? Any doubts up until now?
No.
Okay. Now, see, talking about the hindbrain. So hindbrain has the most important part, that is known as the cerebellum. Now, cerebellum is a small part, and it is most commonly known as the little brain or the little cerebrum. And this is responsible for the balance and the posture of our body. We can stand straight, we can, like you can say, walk normally. Why? Because of the presence of the cerebellum, a well-developed cerebellum. Clear, students? All right, now you people can note down from parts of brain, right? Okay, while you people are noting down, you can switch off your video, right? Comfortably, it's fine.
Done.
Okay, all of you are done, students?
Yeah.
Okay. Done, students?
Yes.
So what about the rest of you? All
Yeah.
of you are done? Okay. Right? These we'll write the description about these two, but you write that they are the parts of forebrain. Done, students?
Yes. Yes. Finish.
Everyone's done?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now moving forward. See, we have seen that when the brain needs to be protected, it is surrounded by a cranium or a brain box, right? Now, when the spinal cord has to be protected, now all of you can feel your backbone. Can you feel your backbone, students? Right? Right in the middle of your back. So that backbone is scientifically known as the vertebral column. Now, why is it there? It is a bone structure which is hollow from the inside. And through this structure, the spinal cord goes. The spinal cord starts right at the base of the brain and it goes throughout the entire vertebral column. So this vertebral column is responsible for the protection of spinal cord. Clear? Any doubts up until now? All right, now see, this was all there is to know about the brain. Now we'll come on to the topic which is about the glands that are present in our body. Okay. So I'll just give a quick introduction for today. So see, in our body, there are two types of glands that are present. Okay. The first kind of gland which is present in our body is known as the exocrine gland, and the other gland which is present in our body is the endocrine gland. Okay. Now, what is the difference in between them? See, exocrine gland are those glands that are provided with a duct system. For example, see, if I draw, for example, this is an exocrine gland. Okay. Inside it is the secretion, whatever is the secretion. Now, this gland it will send the secretion with the help of a duct or a vessel. So whatever is the secretion, it will be transported from the duct. So the glands that are provided with the duct system, okay, a proper duct is there for the glands. We call those glands as the exocrine gland. So they are the gland that discharge their secretions by the means of ducts. Okay. Then talking about the next type of gland, it is the endocrine gland. Now these are the glands that do not have any duct present. They are ductless glands, meaning whatever will be their secretion. Now see, the secretion of endocrine glands, it is most commonly known as hormones. So what they do, since they do not have any kind of duct in them or associated with them, so they secrete the hormones directly into the bloodstream, meaning directly into the blood. It does not get targeted to one point. It is secreted in the blood as it is. Clear, students? Any doubts up until now? So these are the two major types of glands that are present in our body. Now moving forward, these are the examples of endocrine gland. Now in this chapter, we have to study in detail about every single endocrine gland that is there in our body. So there is pituitary gland, thyroid gland, pineal gland, thymus, adrenal gland, pancreas, testes, and the ovaries, which are together collectively known as the gonads. So all of these that I've mentioned here, these are the examples of the endocrine gland. And we have to study each one of them and their secretions. Okay. In this particular chapter, we're not concerned with the exocrine portion. We are concerned with the endocrine. And what is the secretion of endocrine gland known as, students? The secretion of endocrine gland is known as? Yes, no one. Tell me. The secretion of endocrine gland is known as? It is known as hormones. Okay. It's known as hormones. Also, students, I've noticed one thing. Like I gave you people time, like I gave you people enough to, you can say, switch off your video and note down. right? And once I switched on the video back so as to explain you, there are only 2 students in the class that had the decency and the manner to switch on their videos. Rest, all of you did not switch on the video. Why? Because ma'am is here, she will teach anyway. What does it matter if I switch on my video or not? Is that the case? This is very bad. And see, this shows how you will behave in the class. It's not nice, okay? So think like that. If ma'am has switched on her video, so we should also switch on her video out of respect only. Okay, only 2 students did that. Only Zainab and Junaid. Why? Because they are new. And please, students, please don't be like them. Please don't start switching off from the next class. So, see, students, the only reason I ask all of you to switch on your video is because when I see your face, I understand that I try to collect it that you are understanding or not. I see it on the face of yours. So if I'll see your face and I look like, and you people look like you are confused, I'll explain it again. So it's none of my benefit. None. It is your benefit only. And once you switch on your videos, it's like a direct interaction with the teacher, isn't it? Also, apart from that, I should know how you people look like, isn't it? What if one day you people score full marks and I won't even remember your face? So that's so sad, isn't it? And all of you who are there in the class, you people score good in the exams, isn't it? So please keep your videos switched on throughout the class. Even after I'm saying all of these things, 2 people still don't care. Mariam and Nabiha, they still don't care. They still won't switch on their videos. See, students, I really, really, really don't want to be strict with you, to be very honest. But don't make me be strict. Because if, like now the class time is over, but if in just in case from the next class, if you don't do that, if you don't do what I ask you to do, and I ask you very politely. So if you don't do what I ask you to do, I'll call your parents right here in front of you. Okay, so I really don't want to do that, so please don't push me to do that. Okay, so let's just keep it till here only for today's class. Now you people do one thing, whatever notes you have taken down today, revise that before the next class. And once the next class is, then if you have any doubts, anything related to anything that you did not understand, you can ask me in the next class, and then we'll talk about each of the endocrine glands. Okay, all right. Okay, students, then I'll meet you in the next class. Good night, everyone.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.